If you're out on Craigslist, and you can get just about anything on Craigslist, you can get a one nostril nose picker if you wanted to get one, I suppose, if you looked hard enough. But when you go out to buy things on Craigslist, the things that sometimes you look for is the one thing you thought nobody in their right mind would want to buy. And I'm talking about a used pregnancy test. Yes, women are online selling fresh, used pregnancy tests that show that they're pregnant. The problem with this is that women are out there and they're going to go, hey, I want to make sure I get this guy, and show him up, say, hey, I'm going to play a trick on him so that you get the little ring on the finger, or just to make him pass out or make him freak out or whatever. The thing is with this, I think this is a dirty, rotten trick. Honestly, I mean, if guys could get pregnant, I think this would be outlawed immediately. But this is not a nice thing for people to do. These women put comments on there. You want to get your boyfriend to finally pop the question, play a trick on mom, dad, or one of your friends? I really don't care what you use it for. This is not even a joke. Don't do this kind of shit. Joe, your thoughts?
Packard, I'm pregnant. I have the test to prove it, and now you need to man up and be my baby's daddy.
Oh, that's great, Joe. When are you expecting?
Yeah, I agree with you completely on what you just said about it being a really mean trick to play on someone. But these tests, they're usually expensive anyway. Mm-hmm. These people are selling them online for $25 to $30, which is about how much they paid for them.
Right.
So really, anyone buying this is paying for someone else's test.
Right.
And like you said, like, what are you going to do with one? Like, play a joke? Like, that's not a joke. That's not something you joke about.
No, I don't think so.
Even though I just joked about it.
The possibility of you being pregnant, Joe, is 0.000000000. I don't have enough zeros. And so I know it's a joke.
That's because I told you it was okay. What really is, it's not okay.
Right. Connie, your thoughts?
Oh, my thoughts are many and extremely volatile. But first of all, I did go ahead and I went to Craigslist, and I tried around the country, just a few places. It wasn't exhaustive. In California, I found an ad that was flagged, and in Kansas, I didn't find an ad, but I found a response to an ad.
Really?
In Texas, I found ads that were still up. I didn't find any in New York. I did find them in LA and New Orleans. Now, as far as how much these tests cost, they can claim all they want to in these ads, but I happen to know, being a dollar store shopper, because, I'm pretty, lower income person, they sell them at the dollar store. Mm-hmm. So, and it wouldn't even have, to me, what I really think about this, I think that it's just stupid and awful, and, I have the misfortune of having known at least 2 or 3 women personally in my life that have gotten pregnant after assuring, again, some 22-year-old guy, 21, 22, 18-year-old guy that, oh yeah, I'm on the pill. Mm-hmm. You don't have to worry about birth control, and again, it's on their own. It's the onus on the guy to use protection, but they go ahead and they get pregnant, just to have a baby, keep the guy, or both. And to me, this is just so stupid. This is called fraud. Mm-hmm. It's called fraud if you went to court. And I think personally that it's not funny and it's stupid. Yeah. And to be honest, again, I don't have anything against some girl who really loves a guy and gets pregnant, because you know what, we're human beings. And we have sex,
Yes.
We have sex for a lot of reasons. Yeah, for a lot of reasons other than, getting married. And I understand that. I think that guys they have balls when it comes to birth control. They have abstinence and they have condoms. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why we don't have a birth control pill or method for guys.
We need one. We really do.
We really do. And we need to just think differently about sex. But you know what? There's a lot of people out there, primarily those prudish people of religious mindsets who think that, if you get pregnant or get an STD, that's God's judgment on you for having sex because we think it's wrong outside of marriage. So for me, and what gets me about this whole thing is that it's not just about the guy. And it's not just about the woman because granted, you get pregnant, that's 9 months. But what we were talking about is another life.
That's right.
And what we are, the choices we're making for those children. And so I go, this is stupid. This is just a greedy, stupid grab, and shame on these women or these people who are promoting this fraud.
Right.
So
I
that's
agree.
what I think. Sorry.
And you actually touched base on something, a male pill, for example, birth control
Yes.
for men. Now, I've seen this said by women out there say, well, I don't want a guy to have to take a pill because then I lose all control of my reproductive rights on this. It's like, excuse me, how does that influence your reproductive rights? Because they're worried that the guy will say, well, I'm on the pill, and then they'll get knocked up. Or they'll say, well, I want to get knocked up, but I don't want them to know I want them to get me knocked up. So I'm going to I'm going to tell them I'm on the pill and I want to get pregnant. But if they're on a pill, then I can't get pregnant. And then then they can't use these tricks on people.
I think those women should have their heads examined, and they should be taken away there. I think there should be a test for being a parent sometimes. And I think that would be a prime candidate for a person. And I'm sorry, I'm really speaking very angrily right now, so it's coming very much off my cuff. But that's what I really think, because those kind of people, the kind of guys who just have sex and they don't care about how many babies they're making, and the kind of women who just want to get pregnant because they want what they want. They want a baby, or they want a man, or they feel that they need to be loved, and they need another person to validate that love. Guess what? You aren't ready to be a parent, and you shouldn't be. I don't think you should be a parent.
And and of course, there's also some women out there that have children just so they can get pregnant, and then they go, oh well, I didn't want to get married or anything. I just want the child support.
Yep.
There's those women.
And yes, and honestly, that's the women that I've met before, and I'll just leave it at that.